Well, let's do round two of answering your questions. Once again, if there's any desync later on, not my fault. Camera sucks. Anyway, let's do another 10 or so. Big FU360 asks, did I ever care about Fallout 3 when I first played it? Uh, the videos I did was my second go through the game. It was my second run through. So if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have done it. But when I first played it for the first time, I didn't like it. But I gave it a chance, and eventually ended up being a pretty good game. Next question from Shadow Ninja 5408. I don't think I might have answered these two before, but I don't think I did. Uh, let's see. What is my favorite Sonic game? Probably Sonic 2 for the Sega. Everything else has been pretty much subpar in my opinion. Anything past anything that came out on the Sega, I didn't like. So Sonic 3, I think, and Sonic and Knuckles might have been it. I wasn't a big fan of Sonic Pinball either for some reason. But ZR32 asked, do I play an instrument outside of Rock Band? No, I can only play the plastic guitar, and that's pretty much where I'm gonna end it at. Uh, Pimp Punk Rock says, I don't. It's not really a question. He says you got the SSOH off the Mario. It was a password. It was in my recent videos. And here's the logic behind this. For me to use SSOH in a recent Mario video, that means I would have to go forward in time, get the name, and then go back in time and name my YouTube account SSoHPKC or whatever, my gamer tag. I didn't get it from Mario. Actually, I made the name in 2003, which was 5 years before I started doing any of this. So it's impossible for me to have gotten it from Mario. Lacrosse Geek 1 asks, which Mario hack would I suggest someone? Super Mario World Extra, which was Marth's hack. That was really good, and a lot of the stuff you can find on SuperMarioWorldCentral.net is pretty good. I mean, they're usually moderated, and then they have to get accepted. So, Brutal Mario was pretty good. Luigi's Adventure wasn't bad. It had some really crappy parts, but I had a lot of hacks too. Sweet Candy, what are my dog's names? The one with the blonde hair on the front is Sammy, and the black one is Simone. See, Twilight Effect 02, out of all the games I recorded, which has been the most fun game to play and why? Fallout 3 would probably be most people's guess, but it wasn't, because Fallout 3 can get really boring as hell when you're just wandering around. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it can get boring. Red Faction was actually pretty fun. Call of Duty World at War is pretty fun. Max Payne is fun. Pretty much anything on the Xbox that wasn't Fallout 3 was probably the most fun. And Fallout 3 is a great game, but it can get really overly boring sometimes, and it's not exactly, it's more interesting to me than fun. Just, interesting how your character, evolves and the story and whatnot. It's not, that full force fun. Playing Call of Duty online and recording those is actually pretty fun too. So I'd probably say Red Faction was pretty fun. That's probably one of the most fun games I played, or probably the most fun I had while playing that game, is what I should say. I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name. Dag Fairy Hardbean. I got nothing. What gave me the inspiration to start these LPs and the real life stuff? I don't know if I already answered the what gave me inspiration to start these LPs walkthroughs, and I think I might have in the beginning of the first episode. I know I answered it in different questionnaire things, but long story short, I saw some people doing it, thought I could do a good job, and started doing it. And eventually, I guess I did a decent job for a lot of people, so I guess that worked out. The real life stuff was something new. I figured, a lot of people who do what I do don't exactly give people a real, look into their lives. It's just like, hey, watch me play games and nothing else. So that was pretty much where it started from. If you don't know what it is, anytime someone asks a real life question, I'm going to peg the channel. So if you don't know what it is or you're interested, go check it out. If you aren't interested in it, don't go and check it out. I don't care, really. It's cool if you do. If you don't, I mean, it's fine. Why do people have such hard names to pronounce? I know this is pretty much an oxymoron, or it's ironic coming from me, since my name is Seamus and it's spelled Seamus. But, Yuki of Tyrus, I think is the name. Do you enjoy playing hack games? I've gotten a few questions along the lines of, do you enjoy blank? And pretty much the answer to everything, if anyone asked, do you enjoy a certain thing? If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. And if I continue to do it, that must mean I enjoy it. So I wouldn't do something I don't enjoy. Met Bobobo, fun name to say. He asked, am I a Resident Evil fan? Oh, do I like Resident Evil as a fan or not? And by fan, he means from the beginning, not since Resident Evil 4. The first Resident Evil I played was Resident Evil 2, I think, on the PlayStation. And that's only because that might have been the first Resident Evil I'd heard of. I think my neighbor was like, hey, play this game, and I was like 11, maybe 10. So I played it and it was good, and I went and played the first one. So yeah, I've been a fan since pretty much the beginning. I beat Resident Evil 1, beat Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is my favorite out of anyone. Played 3, got a little shoddy after that. I hated Code Veronica and the some of the other crap that came out around that time. Resident Evil 4 was great, and Resident Evil 5 was pretty good. So 2 is my favorite, and yes, I have been a fan since pretty much the beginning, and I think that's actually it for this episode. So I've actually closed off commenting, so I'm not doing these videos for forever. If you didn't get a chance to comment, eventually I'll probably open up another Q&A, maybe for 10,000, most likely 10,000. But that's it. Next time I'll answer more questions, and maybe if you ask a question, yours will be chosen.